But what we do have is episode 2 of Daemons of the Shadow Realm. And it starts with a flashback to Yudu and his dad showing him the secret passage between the left and the right, and the passage was created back when the village was a castle, and only a few people know about it, and don't tell anyone, and the left and right are always looking over you. Well, he already fucked up because he told Donji, which was his friend from episode 1, so...
I have a question. If he had never put the blood on the amulet and into the ground slot, would the left and right watching over him just been locked in there and they would have watched his ass die?
I think so.
Which would suck.
I think anyone could put the amulet in and bleed on it. Whether they accept them as masters or not is a different story. So I think this is the episode where they kind of touch on Daemon masters, and if they like you, they'll hang out with you. If they don't, they'll just kill you.
Yes, they do say later on.
So I think anyone technically probably could have summoned them, but I don't know if they would have been beholden to that summoner. It might have just killed them. But it cuts back to the present after the left and right took down some helicopters, and they said they've always been watching Yudu, and Dara is like, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, you're the Daemon retainer. We've been watching you too. They're like, what are helicopters anyway? And Dara says they're vehicles from the modern world, but no time to chat. But then Gabby rolls up and is like, hey, are you Yudu, the 16-year-old? And Yudu is like, nah, I'm 17. But Dara is like, nah, man, you're I hate to break it to you, but you're 16. Here, have a cigarette. And then he lights up with Aoteru. Yudu is like, are you the one that killed the villagers? And Gabby is like, sure am. And left and right are like, you want us to do anything? And Yudu is like, nah, but make sure the rest of the villagers are safe. And this girl is mine. I did want to say,
the intro is decent. Did you notice the government organization's clone? There's a Yuru on their side too.
Oh no, I think that's just a goofy guy.
That is Yuru right there in the sweatshirt.
Yeah, in the middle with the yellow hoodie.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Yudu. But I don't. This is what I was talking about last episode, where I think they're going to end up hanging out together. I don't think that's a clone. I thought you were talking about the guy on the far left.
They have another shot of the other side, like the other group. I think, that's Daru, and that could be them hanging out together again, or at some point with him with a sweatshirt. I don't know what the fuck, but yeah, no, that I was just like, oh, I don't know if that's.
No, I think that's the real one.
Okay.
And this is, I kind of like gave it away last episode, but in the intro here, we see now that they're like hanging out. So I was kind of like, I hope we get a little more insight onto what the village is and the villagers that Gabby just chomped up and just, was just like, kill people. Hey.
Yes.
So maybe that village was actually just like a bunch of clones and no one actually existed. And there's more to the story than meets the eye. But we don't know yet. But it cuts to older Asa, and she's like, fuck you, Granny. We'll never forgive you. And then leaves and passes Donji and his mother, but she lets them live. Cuts back to Yudu and the gang, and Right is like, I'm off to get some villagers. And then left kicks Gabby's Daemon teeth, and she's like, I'm just doing whatever I want like my master said. And then Gabby used to be an adventurer until she took an arrow to the knee from Yudu. But then Gabby just has her Daemons carry her off, and then Yudu runs after her, and Dara grabs his pendant and goes too. Right finds 7-year-old girl whose mom got chomped, but she can't see him, and she faints after he dispels his invisibility, and he recovers the survivors, which are all kids. Asa runs down and she sees Right, and she tries to blast him, but he just mouth beams her, but she just runs, and he can smell her scent and is like, smells familiar. Cuts to left, and Gabby is holed up in a house as left is prying open the mouth, and then Yudu hits Gabby with another arrow in the right shoulder, but then Asa rolls up and blasts them and goes to recover Gabby, but Yudu is there and has them at arrow point and demands to know who they are. Asa is like, I'm Asa, and he's like, no, Asa isn't that big. And she doesn't glare like that. But Right descends from the heavens and says family shouldn't fight, and says her blood smells like Yudu's, so they're siblings. Big Asa says that little Asa was an imposter, and then goes into their life story, how 10 years ago their parents fled with Asa, and Granny was afraid Yudu would run away too, and then it has a shot of imposter Asa getting all her blood back. And Asa continues and said they made an imposter to keep Yudu here.
So why isn't imposter Asa and imposter Yuru a potentiality of them being two demons because they come in pairs?
I'm not saying it's not a potential, but assuming that there wasn't the two village theory like we thought before, and there was just one village, and Asa was taken by her parents down the mountain, there would be no need for an imposter Yudu because they're not keeping Asa in the village anymore because she's already in the real world.
Yes, but she also, this corporation or whatever, this organization that she's now working with potentially wants to keep her under wraps, and they could have lied to her and said that, I mean, she's 10, she didn't know potentially then. They make a clone of each of them, send imposter Asa back, keep imposter Yuru with her, and then when the parents are like going away or something, they're like, yeah.
Well, I think the imposter was made by
brother.
Granny, by the people in the village, not necessarily the military or anything like that. So the village wanted to keep Yudu there, even though they knew that Asa was gone.
Granny's demon does come out of imposter Asa's blood.
So imposter Asa was created by the village. So there would be no reason for there to be an imposter Yudu, because the village doesn't have to make an imposter Yudu for Asa because she already escaped the village.
Hear me out. Maybe there's an imposter Yuru and an imposter Asa before the parents figure out that the imposters exist in case, like a contingency plan. The parents leave and try and take the kids, accidentally take imposter Yuru and real Asa, and then she finds out, oh, that's not my real brother because that's a fucking demon. I'm just trying to flex the brain a little bit, you know?
Yeah, no, good flexing.
Right.
Gotta keep it nimble and
all right, yeah. Let's keep going.
Gabby is just chilling with arrows all in her body while everyone is like, oh, damn, crazy story. And Yudu's mind is getting blown. But Dara rolls up and is like, sick guys. Well, Yudu, if you stay, then the village could be in more danger. Yudu is like, well, don't kill any more villagers and I'll let Gabby go. Okay, see you later. And Asa and Gabby talk. And Asa is happy that Yudu is alive as the village barrier is restored.
By Granny.
Granny clenching her fist in rage to close the barrier. Cuts to some hikers that are like, damn, those helicopters were loud. And a lot of hikers go missing. It's like the missing village ghost story. Then the crew runs past them. Dara is like, no point in going back to the village. Time to hide in the real world. And they roll up to Dara's car with Hana behind the wheel. Or I guess it's Hana's car. It's somebody's car. And Hana's behind the wheel. Hana is like, you didn't say you were bringing Daemons and left and right? Or like, oh, she can see us. And Dara is like, I'll fill you in on the ride. And left and right are like, oh, sick. What's this car thing? And Yudu is like, what the fuck is this car? And Hana is like, it's got horses in it. It's fast as fuck. And they're like, okay, checks out. Cuts to Asa and Gabby waiting for their ride too. And then Jin rolls up in an orange jacket with some other orange jacket dudes. And they're like, Gabby, how are your wounds? And she's like, I'm used to pain. And then everyone gets quiet for some reason. But they confirm Yudu is alive and well. And Jin is like, man, we lost all of our soldiers and helicopters. The old man isn't going to be happy about that. But Gabby is like, Yudu fled with Dara. And Jin is like, fucking Dara. Why did we have to choose a day where a Tadara Daemon retainer was around? And Jin is like, I should have brought mine. And then looks all serious. Grrr.
And then like his kind of appears behind him, which is like the anglerfish that has the light on its head. It's pretty sick.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
But it cuts back to the crew in the car, and Dara is like, yeah, they had soldiers and shit. And it was probably the Hage Morte dudes sending them. And they know my face, so I gotta shave and move. But then Left is like, hey, there's some Daemons approaching. But they're friendly. And it's a girl on a white horse. The Daemons have a chat, and they're like, yeah, man, got a new master. Haven't been down from the mountain in forever. It's been 400 years. And our new master is one of the twins dividing night and day, and the horse girl just flies off.
She mentions nothing about cell phones. She's like, I've been watching humans for a while. They got some cool shit. Like, there's a lot of technology that's evolved. Remember how you could use, like, a pigeon to, like, send messages? And then Left and Right would be like, yeah, I remember that. And they'd be like, you could do that with this little handheld device. Check this out. And then she pulls out her phone and has a little charm on it. I think that would be fucking hilarious.
But Dara and Hana are geeking out, and Yudo's like, what was that shit? And they're like, that wasn't Oshira-sama, literally a god. Hana says there's all kinds of daemons, and humans put them into different categories, and some are good, and some are bad. And Gabby's mouth daemon is a pear that eats its master if they don't like them.
I think they were just saying, like, in reference to, like, all daemons. Like, if daemons don't want, not specifically... I've heard of demons gobbling them up. Gobbling up their masters if they don't like them, right?
Yeah. But it cuts to Asa and crew walking with Gabby on a stretcher, and they're like, damn, Yudu is sick. He killed Gabby's mobility, then shot her in her dominant arm. He's got the mind of a hunter. Cuts to 2 soldiers that escaped, but they're stuck within the barrier and can't leave. And then it cuts back to Yudu in the car, and he sees civilization for the first time. And that's how episode 2 ends.
I took a picture of the ending scene that I thought was really fucking cool. I thought it was a cool picture. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like Daemons of the Shadow Realm so far. It's not rushing, if I feel like.
It is a 24 episode series too, so we're only going to get to the mid-season finale here in this review. We might do the back half.
Depending on what's available.
Summer's a banger, by the way.
What are you interested in?
Well, there's 2 that unfortunately we have to watch. One of them, unfortunately, is Bleach. So, yes. But then you have Jobless Reincarnation. Mm-hmm. You have Clevitus Season 2. Old Country Bumpkin Season 2.
Okay.
100 Girlfriends Season 3.
Oh, Greg.
The reboot of Ghost in the Shell.
What? I didn't even know this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually shooketh right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another wonderful episode of the Anime Book Club podcast. Check us out on Spotify, the Anime Book Club podcast. Check us out on YouTube at the Anime Book Club podcast. Check us out on our website, theanimebookclub.com, to check through your favorite episodes wherever they're uploaded and see pictures of us. And then shout outs to IT Aesthetics. We appreciate you always. Tab C5 or Tab C10, depending on if you need a $5 stacking code or 10% off your whole entire order. And also code DJ Montague for Gamer Subs for 10% off your entire order, including new items on Gamer Subs.
We got nothing left for you except the moral of the story, and work towards the things that you want. Work towards your dreams, because if you do not, then that's all that they will be, is just dreams. If you want to do backflips like Garo, you got to start somewhere. Maybe do a cartwheel first, or maybe just jump off the ground.
No. Whoa. Oh, I thought you were going to say something like jump off something really tall or something. I was like, God damn, Greg.
Just like jump.
Like learn how to do jumping jacks?
Or just learn how to jump. You'd be surprised at the amount of people that don't know how to like jump properly. And it's not like a surprise, really. Like, if you think about it, in our world, when do you have to jump?
I agree wholeheartedly. But as a kid, obviously, us watching cartoons as a kid, we all thought that quicksand was going to be more of a problem. So yeah, that makes sense that you don't see a lot of jumping. There's not a lot of jumping puzzles in real life. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you don't enter a store and you're like, I should jump up here to find the loot.
Yeah, and if you want to like get good at archery like you do and shoot people in the knee and destroy their dreams of being adventurers, then yeah, you got to practice that stuff. A lot of these things you want and a lot of these things that you dream, you have to take the first step towards what it is to bring it down from a dream into reality. So work towards the things you want to do, and don't be afraid that you aren't getting there in 30 minutes after watching a bunch of YouTube shorts about the thing you want to do. You've really got to put some time into it and invest yourself into the things that you want to be able to do those things and be happy with yourself.
And speaking of this, and to tell you guys about my motivations, I have been working out a lot more than I ever have in my entire life. And by the time I hit 40, I'd like to have some fucking muscles instead of being a sack of shit.
I haven't worked out in forever. I don't even know what a gym looks like anymore.
I don't know what the inside of a gym looks like. I'll never find it again.
I don't think I've ever been to the gym in my life.
Okay, Greg. All right. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you hanging out with us as always. I'm going to say goodbye. And then Greg, I would like you to tell them goodbye as well. Goodbye. Your turn, Greg.
Goodbye.
Thank you, friends, for checking out the Anime Book Club podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
And if you don't want to miss the next one, follow us on the socials where we announce new episodes, content, and other cool stuff. You can also check out our anime list with our rankings and follow along with what we're currently watching and what we have watched in the past.
All the links are in the description. See you in the next one. Bye!